Alrighty guys, welcome to the Creatures of the Night book tag. This is one of 3 or 4 lots of book tags that I'm filming tonight because I've just been on a booktube binge and I just have to do these tags because I'm obsessed. Nobody's tagged me to do this, but I don't feel like that's really a big deal. So yeah, as promised, didn't do it with my unboxing video, but I will be starting every video with my currently reading. With my unboxing, everything was crazy. All these books were coming in. I was reading like crazy because Blood of Olympus came in. Obviously, that's like a drop everything kind of book for me, and I loved it, even though a lot of people like were really unhappy with it. I thought it was perfect. That's really not a common opinion about that book, but that's cool. That's cool. So currently reading, actually haven't started this book yet, but it is the next book that I'm going to pick up. I was reading a library book called Into the Gray by Celine Kiernan, but it hasn't grasped me yet, and I'm like 50 pages in, and I'm just not gonna push myself to read it. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. One thing, okay, maybe this is like a book reader problem. Goodreads. It really annoys me that there isn't a button that says I stopped reading this book instead of I finished this book, because I feel like I'm giving the wrong impression, and like with my yearly goal and everything, because I update my progress on Goodreads so I can see how far I have left in the book to go, and then I decide to like stop reading a book because it's not interesting me, and there's no option to say I stopped reading this book, and it really annoys me. Besides the point. I'm going to start reading Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld, and I'm so excited for this book. I met Scott Westerfeld in October at the Texas Teen Book Festival. He signed my book, which is really cool, and I'm super interested in this book. It's about a girl named Darcy who is getting her book published. It's a YA book, and she's moving to New York because she's already sold it, and so she's going to edit in New York with the whole writing community and everything. And in between, like, every other chapter is actually a chapter of her book, so you're back and forth reading her book and her life, which is really cool. And her book is about a girl named Lizzie who, like, gets attacked in an airport or something, and she gets killed, and then she sees the afterworld. Oh my god. So I'm super excited about this. Scott Westerfeld was a super cool guy, and I watched a whole speech about kind of this book and his writing process and everything, and it was really interesting. He told this really funny story about, plot points, which was really great, and yes, I'm going to start this. I'm super excited. Can't wait. Yes. Okay, so Creatures in the Night book tag, originally on Kat's channel, Katie-tastic, and I will link it down below, and I'm actually going to take Christine's Pullin' Bananas books kind of side of things, add an extra little bit at the end, a little extra category. Vampire. I actually don't read a lot of vampire books because, like, this Twilight complex has kind of been ingrained into me that instinctually I don't read vampire books because my mind instantly, I hear vampire and I go, that's gonna be stupid, which is really horrible. I know, especially from like a reader point of view, because some wonderful books are written about vampires, I know, yet somehow this thing is just ingrained into me that Twilight is stupid, so therefore vampires are stupid. However, it didn't end up going the same way for werewolves, so like, what? But anyways, I actually did pick up the entire series of the Vampire Academy series, however, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I've read the first and the second books, Vampire Academy and Frostbite, and I do plan on reading Shadowkiss, like, right after Afterworlds. Like, it's coming up because I read paranormal in the fall, in the winter. So, this is, yes. Yes. Werewolves are next, and I'm kind of going a different kind of direction with these, which I did with a lot of these, because some of these I don't strictly read like these things, but I read like characters that are sort of this, so I kind of stretched it. So for this I'm doing Sweetly by Jackson Pierce, which is a retelling. I'm obsessed with retellings. This is a Hansel and Gretel retelling. It was so good, but I do have to say I think I liked Sisters Red better, but I checked that out from the library, so I don't have that. But the villains in this are the Fenris wolves, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they're pretty much werewolves. So yeah. Zombie. I am choosing My Sword Hand is Singing by Marcus Sedgwick. I actually read this years and years and years ago, and I completely forgot what it was about. So I had to actually look at the reviews on the back to see if it was vampires or zombies, because I remember it being really good, so I was gonna choose it. But yeah, so this is about zombies. Also plan on rereading this soon because I might be going to Teen Book Con, which is in Katy, I believe, in April, and Marcus Sedgwick is going to be there, and I'm so excited because I've been reading him for literally years. Is Ghost, and this is another lesser known book. It is called Haunting Violet by Alexander Harvey. Actually, my dad goes to London every quarter and he brings me back books. He goes to Waterstones and he picks me up books that I don't actually find in the US a lot here. And he has a really good taste in covers. Like, he picked these out for me and I just love them. I adore them. And so this is a book about Violet Willoughby. And the first sentence on the back, I'm just going to read that. Violet Willoughby doesn't believe in ghosts, but they believe in her. It was so good, and if you can find this book, I highly recommend doing it, reading it. It smells really good. And it's so good, and just talking about it makes me want to reread it. I just love it so much. I adore it, and somebody needs to read this because I don't know anybody who's read this, and it's so good. And another tagline, where the dead lead, the living must follow. Chills, so good. Okay, I have to stop talking because Witch Warlock Spellcaster. And obviously, I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, so I'm choosing Harry Potter with my gorgeous leather-bound collector's edition of The Sorcerer's Stone, which is coincidentally the only book that I actually own in the series because my parents own the rest of the series, so I read their copies. But I do intend on getting that gorgeous new art copies from the book depository that they just had designed. They're so beautiful. But close runner-up for this, I would have to mention Hexed because it was really cool. I really, really enjoyed it. Fairy or Fae? I am going to choose the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Not gonna go into details because spoilers, but Fae are mentioned every once in a while in these books, and then there is a heavier influence later on in the series getting into Airfire. Demons are going with another one of my favorite series, which actually Kat chose as well. Actually, I think she chose this for Angels, but I'm choosing this for Demons, and it is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, who will also be at Teen Book Con, coincidentally. Gosh, I just love this series so much. I would show Days of Blood and Starlight as well, but I don't own it. And somehow I managed to get the super shiny cover and not the, like, matte cover. And I really hate it because then I'm going to buy the rest of the series and they're not going to match. But this was only $5, so I guess it's cool. But yeah, it's so good. Already read Days of Blood and Starlight. I haven't read Dreams of Gods and Monsters yet, but I'm so excited for this. Much excitement for the last book. And yes, so there are demon-like creatures in this, and they're really cool. Really cool. Angels. I really bent the angel category on this one. I am choosing The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton because it is my current obsession. It was so good. So good. Okay, I met Leslie Walton as well. Big surprise, guys. Yes. And it freaked me out because she's a middle school teacher and so is my mom. And so they're sitting there having like this normal conversation about YA books. And I'm sitting there flipping out because she's like my favorite author right now, even though she has only one book. Besides the point, I'm not even talking about the creature. I keep talking about these books instead of the creatures. Okay, Angel, the main character, Ava Lavender, has wings. And this book is pretty much just her going back as she's an older woman now. And she's going back through her family history and trying to figure out why she has wings. And so that's Angel, Wings. I also plan to reread so soon. It's my life. Aliens, this is a fun one. I chose The Lunars from Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress, and I adore this series. This copy is so gross because I intend on buying a hardcover, like, set Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress later on. Not now. I'm too broke right now. Yes, so this is so great. The Lunars, they live on the moon. They're aliens. And Queen Levana freaking sucks. Oh, by the way, Queen Levana is up for a Book Shimmy Award, the Villain We Love to Hate Award. So hop on over to the Epic Reads blog and vote on there. I have already voted once, and you can vote as many times as you want. And superpowered human. I'm going for Harper from Rebel Belle, and I actually haven't seen anyone else mention this, but she kind of gets powers. That's kind of not a spoiler. It happens like page 5 or whatever. So she gets powers, and she like fights stuff, and she's pretty cool, and I wouldn't classify her as a spellcaster, so I'm going for superpowered human. Demigod! I will never not mention these books. They're just my life. They're literally my childhood, though. I read The Lightning Thief in 4th grade, and I've been obsessed ever since, so yeah. For your viewing pleasure, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will link my social medias down below, Instagram, Tumblr, Weebly, whatever. It will be down below, as well as the link to the original video and maybe a couple of others, because there are a couple of other really good ones. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.